episode of the Freelancers Mindset Shortcast. Thanks so much for sticking around. I wouldn't be able to make so many episodes unless I had the support of all of you guys. The person we have with us today is somebody very special, as I say in every video of mine. He is Kapil Shankar, one of my very good friends I met during my college years, who has stuck around with me for almost 8 years. It's amazing to follow your journey, Kapil. Right now, he is an artist, designer, writer, and a business operator who's looking to hone and expand his skills single-mindedly. Thank you for joining us, Kapil. How are you doing?
Yep. Hey, Meenakshi. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm just pretty excited to be here because this is like my first podcast kind of stuff.
Wow, nice.
So thank you. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. We are so glad to host you. Thanks for being here. So let me start
Yeah.
right there. You are somebody who is doing your freelance work along with your full-time job. Most people think
Mm-hmm.
freelancing and full-time are either or options. Like either you're a
Mm-hmm.
full-timer or you're freelancing, but you're doing both of them at the same
Huh.
time. So why did you choose to do that and how do you balance it?
Okay. The thing is, it's not, I didn't choose to do this. It's just I needed to make more money, you know?
Okay.
The situation called for it. So I just had to choose between either freelancing or a full-time job. I just chose both. So
Okay.
there's nothing more to it because freelancing, I since I just jumped right into freelancing after college, I didn't have a lot of idea about how things usually work in the freelancing world. I didn't have a lot of experiences. I didn't have a lot of contacts who already were experienced in freelancing. So I just went into it blind, and I just learned a few lessons that were hard for me to realize.
Hmm.
In particular, that I wasn't skilled enough. That's a very harsh realization because
Humbling.
not just skills, yeah, not just skills in terms of like my art or design and stuff. It's more about personal communication, like how to get clients, how to reach out, how to talk to them, how to negotiate. Like all those are mini skills that you need to learn in order to be a better freelancer. But yeah, those things really humbled me, and I realized that I needed to improve my skills a lot more. So, and it will take time. I knew that too. It's going to take a long time to do that because skill, any skill, like obviously will definitely take time. So I just chose a safer option, I'd say. I mean, I see a lot of this on the internet where people like when inside the hustle culture, they say never take the
Right.
safe option, like always like high risk, high reward. I
Yeah.
completely get that part of the equation too because I like doing that too. But I was in a point in my life where I needed to have a safe option. If it was just me, I would, jump from a hill,
Hmm. Yeah.
like blindfolded. But since it's my family as well, I just needed to make a little, you know, a safer bet on myself. And the thing that I joined as a full-time job was not something like the typical job that people go to, like an IT sector or finance and stuff. It was another creator who started out like me, who was, coming up and coming in
Hmm.
the art field and stuff. And I just joined him to see what the process was and how things go.
Hmm.
And yeah, I've been working at as a full-time, business operator, designer, social media manager. Since it's a startup, I just had to do a lot of things that involve running a business. So I just learned a lot of things,
Hmm.
and it's been really helpful. It's been 4 years, and I've learned a heck ton of things than I would have just staying at my freelance route.
I mean, to be honest, that's something great because you're doing your full-time job, you're also doing your freelance stuff, and you're also creating content for yourself. That's something I find
Yeah.
very hard to do personally because I'm also maintaining my LinkedIn profile, writing my book, and all these things. But if I had to choose
Yeah.
between my work versus doing something for myself, it's always my work. That's why my personal
Huh.
growth kinds of takes the back seat. So it's nice that
Huh.
you're creating a balance between all of them. And on all social media platforms, we get to see you multiple times a week. So that's amazing. You
Hmm.
mentioned in my book that you either have to create art for yourself or for others.
Hmm.
If you're creating art for yourself, then you do what aligns with you, but not everybody might agree with you. Whereas if you're creating art or content or work for others, you might not relate to it all the time, but you know that the people you're writing for agree with it. So, how did you choose whether to create work for yourself or for other people? And if I think you do a better job making a distinction of both these things. So, please elaborate
Hmm.
more on that.
I mean, I'd say it's a conundrum that people will always freelancers would always face because they have to do the thing that they like, but they also need to do the thing that makes them money to sustain themselves like every
Mm-hmm.
month.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to sacrifice one or the other because you can't always have both those things. Those two things will collide.
Mm-hmm.
You will have clients or you will have projects that you do that, that you really like and really appreciate, but you will, I'd say, I mean, in my experience, I'd say 50 to 60% of the times you will get projects that you're not like completely in on, but you just have to do it for the money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a choice that people have to make at the beginning, at least, because once you become like a really good freelancer and you have a lot of clients and a lot of people in your repertoire, you can choose. You'll have a choice
Mm-hmm.
to do something or not. But when you're starting out, when you don't have the experiences, when you don't have the contacts that you need to, get more projects, you will have to. It's a sad reality, but you will have to choose projects that
Yeah.
you really don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And even if the client is not as good as you want them to be,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sometimes you just have
Yeah.
to, shrug your shoulders and
Yeah.
say it is what it is, and you just
Mm-hmm.
have to do those things. I think 2.5 years ago, I was doing some freelance projects that I wasn't really in on.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a bit stressed out and I wouldn't say burnt out because I was still able to draw stuff. I just didn't have the time to do that. What I did was I just found 30 to 1 hour every week, like not even a day, like every week, just 30 to 1 hour for a personal project of mine where I drew for myself
Mm-hmm.
called childhood memories. Like it's just drawing childhood memories of,
Okay.
things that happened in my school days or my personal life. I just wanted to draw those things and create memories of those in like visual illustration format. So
Mm-hmm.
I just started doing that and see for 3 or 4 weeks while I was doing the freelance job and while I was doing this personal projects just kind of, calmed me down a bit and gave
Mm-hmm.
me more energy to do my freelance work a lot better. And it improved my mood as well because
Okay.
a lot of times when you're not able to do not just art, like even write for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of feel frustrated. You feel
Yeah.
irritated because what you're writing for the other person or the client doesn't really align with what you personally think and go with.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, just doing that personal project for myself really helped me communicate a lot better about my wants and needs and my sometimes people don't really suggest the clients this can be done in this way or that way. They just go
Mm-hmm.
along with whatever the client says because
Yeah.
it usually you will have something to say like if the client says something to you and you do exactly what they asked for.
Mm-hmm.
You did exactly what they asked for. You didn't improve
Yeah.
it. You didn't really, you
Yeah.
didn't really put yourself into it. You just gave them what they asked for. That's simple and nice and easy. But a lot of times freelancers would get this mindset of, maybe I should do this to improve this a little bit here, or I can do this to improve this a little bit here, and maybe the client would like it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that usually prolongs the process of completing the project. But it kind
Mm-hmm.
of, when the client says, no, it's not what we want, it doesn't look good, you feel that,
Yes.
arrow to your heart. You feel
Yes.
like, damn, this is not good. And
Yeah.
maybe that client doesn't have taste. A lot of times, this might seem harsh to the client. A lot of times, the clients don't have or don't know what they're actually looking for. They're just
Mm-hmm.
going along with it. So yeah, personal projects are something that you should do as freelancers to make yourself better, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. But would you say right now you're creating content for yourself or for other people? Which side of the spectrum
Ra-
do you lie on?
For the last 1.5 years, I've completely shut down a lot of my freelancing projects that come my way.
Okay.
And I just take projects that I really like and I really want to do. So I'd say I'm doing a lot of things for myself, my own sake, and that feels a
Mm-hmm.
lot better. And the
Mm-hmm.
only reason that I think freelancers may not appreciate this, but the only reason I'm able to do that is because I have a full-time job as well.
Right.
Uh, yeah, I think, like I said, you just have to. choose or pick your poison. You just have to choose
Hmm.
this, or you can do both as well, like I'm doing right
Yeah.
now.
And another thing I want to ask you, you talk a lot
Mhm,
about, challenging yourself as a freelancer.
mhm.
I often see on
Uh-huh.
your Instagram and your newsletter that, I'm doing a 30-day drawing challenge. It was 30 days or 100 days? 100 days of sketching?
Yeah, that was 100 years of sketching. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where you
I
sketch
got it from a
every day.
full-time artist that I'm working with. He like basically started it. His name is Kesh,
Right.
and he started it in 2017, 2018. That was at a time where I planned on completely quitting art, actually,
Hmm.
because I came to realize at 16 or 17 that art doesn't pay a lot, you know.
Uh,
That was the mindset that I had at that time. So I just thought,
hmm.
okay, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I should do something in finance, or because that's what I studied in 11th or 12th.
Hmm.
Maybe I should just do finance and completely quit art or do it for myself. But when I saw his 100 days of sketching challenge, I just picked it up and I started sketching every day for at least like 6 minutes, I think. That was the challenge.
Okay.
And that brought me back into art. And I just
Hmm.
started becoming more involved in my own personal art from that point on. And ever since then, I really liked and appreciated the concept of challenging yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah, as a freelancer too, uh, challenging yourself as a freelancer really improves your skill a lot. But I'd
Hmm.
say you should also challenge yourself as a person. One of the things that I'm really interested in these days is the concept of time. You know how fast time goes,
Yeah.
and I think I had a resemblance of that thought back in 2017, 2018 as well.
Hmm.
But I really didn't know how to phrase things for myself in my own head to, realize that time is moving away from me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I realized that I had 60 or hopefully 70 years ahead of me. And
Hmm.
I just wanted to make the best out of those 60 or 70 years. And for that, I have this one vehicle, which is me, like my mind, my
Hmm.
body, and all that stuff. And I
Hmm.
just wanted to make the best use of myself and best use of what I have and what I've
Hmm.
got and what I
Yeah.
can do and the
Hmm.
skills that I have. So challenges have really helped me, not just drawing, but also like
Hmm.
working out. Like that's a personal challenge that I constantly have because it's
Right.
challenging. Like basically
Hmm.
that's why it's a challenge. Like
Hmm.
working out for 100 days is a challenge because it's a challenge and
Yes.
you it's very hard for you to do that.
Hmm.
But let's say you have a challenge for 100 days, even if you
Hmm.
do 10 days at the start
Hmm.
and you quit,
Hmm.
the next time you start 100 days, you'll have the target of going above 10 days, right? Because 10 was
Hmm.
your last best. The next
Yeah.
time you try to do it, you want to do more than 10.
Hmm.
And every time you do that, you just, improve your threshold improve your capacity basically
Yeah.
to with your skills.
I read this article which said don't set smart goals when it comes to challenging yourself. Smart goals is like specific, measurable, time bound, all
Uh-huh.
of that. But they say don't do that because if you tell yourself I'm going to wake up at 10 a.m. every day and sketch for like 10 minutes and
Mhm.
this is how I consider it a success or not. But you wake up at 10:30 a.m. and you're like, that's it, I'm done
Uh-huh.
for today. I've missed the time. So don't set a smart goal, make it very flexible and be like, okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
sketch today. I don't know how long I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to sketch. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I'm just going to sketch today. Do you agree with that, or do you have a specific goal for every day?
It's nice to have specific goals because I'd say it's nice to have a specific vision, like
Hmm.
and expand your time horizon. A lot of people in my age or younger than me feel this need to do things immediately, like get the results immediately.
Yes.
And they have a very short concept of time. Like I want to get this done in the next 6 months. I'm going to make $10,000 or 10,000, 10 lakh rupees or something. They just they set these goals in a very short period of time, and they often get disappointed. I mean, obviously, there are people who could do that. They will have the capacity to achieve those goals in a short period of time. But say for 90 to 95% of the people, or 99% of the people, they'll often get disappointed. So I'd say expand your time horizon to instead of 6 months, have it for 2 years. Like
Hmm.
have a vision for the 2 years,
Hmm.
and then cut down and plan more specifically. Have a specific vision, but keep your goals flexible. Like you said, keep them flexible enough for you to,
Hmm.
not quit it, but at the same time, don't. don't beat yourself down, I'd say.
Yeah. What are some challenges you're doing for yourself now? I think I saw on your newsletter that you're doing this
Mhm.
crazy workout routine, like 10 burpees and 10 push-ups, 10 pull-ups, 10
Uh-huh.
something
Yeah,
else,
yeah, yeah.
power lift or
Squats.
something, squats, oh God, and then
Yeah,
having breakfast and then 20 minutes of deep work. I like that is a health challenge you have, and then you have the sketching challenge. What are some, I think you had a challenge for yourself where you wrote an entire book in 1 month's time or something, right? You
yeah,
wrote and
yeah,
published a book in like a month. So, what are some
yeah.
challenges you have? What are some you did, the iconic ones?
Yeah, one thing that I like to clarify is
Hmm.
what you call right now as an intensive workout, it's not intensive at all because if the
Oh
people who
God.
are listening to this workout, they laugh at my face because that's not intensive. That's like a minimum habit that I would like to do every day. Like it's
Okay.
basically 10 push-ups, 10 pull-ups, 10 squats, 10 burpees, and 200 skipping jump ropes. Jump ropes.
Oh
So
God, I'm so
that's like
tired
a
hearing this.
come on, that's I mean, I've been trying to be consistent with my workout for the last 7 years, and I'm still
Hmm.
failing. And a lot of it has to do with self-discipline. I'm so sad to say that I'm not as disciplined as I'd like to be. And
Okay.
yeah, I've just started to incorporate these little things, little habits that I could do every day for a minimum. So that is one of the challenges that I'm trying to do right now. And like you said, just sketching for not 6 minutes a day, actually. It's sketching for at least 20 or 30 minutes a day, or just
Hmm.
take a reference image and try to sketch
Hmm.
that. That's like
Hmm.
the minimum goal that I have
Hmm.
right now.
Hmm.
And about the book that I wrote in under a month last year, that was a part of this thing that I saw on the internet on some Instagram reel called Project 50, where you
Okay.
basically pick like five goals or five things that you will do consistently for 50 days. And I chose five goals in those 50 days, but I just completely went off track after day 20, and I
Hmm.
just fully went into jumped right into
Hmm.
what do you call it, the book writing stuff.
Hmm.
And because I came to realize that Project 50, at least I think, it's not for you to be consistent with all those five habits for 50 days. I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'd say it's more like to see what you're actually interested in and what you more lean more towards in those out of those five habits.
Hmm.
And I'd say the one that I picked was doing projects for myself, like personal projects.
Hmm.
And one of the projects that I had during those 50 days was to write something. It
Hmm.
wasn't even to write a book. I just planned on writing something every day, and it just turned into a book that I thought maybe it will be a fun idea for me to, have a published book on Amazon. Yeah, it's called Reminders for Feeling When You're Lost,
Hmm.
basically. That's the title of the book because the book is I wrote again another thing with the personal project was I didn't write it for other people.
Hmm.
Although I had that in the back of my mind because when I was writing it, I had the plan of putting it out for other people to read and stuff. I did have this thing on the back of my mind saying that okay, other people are going to read it, so maybe I should
Hmm.
cater more towards the people who are going to read it. But
Hmm.
I just completely shut that part of my mind down and just wrote whatever I felt like, whatever I
Hmm.
wanted to write about, and whatever things that I would like to remind my younger self or my
Hmm.
future self, basically, whenever they're feeling a bit depressed, like a bit confused or a bit lost with where they are going. So,
Hmm.
and to my surprise, I had no idea that many people. Look, I think I put it out at 6 o'clock on an evening,
Okay.
and by morning 6 o'clock the next day, more than 100 people signed up to it, and more than 100 people downloaded that thing, and I got like 20 or 30 messages on my Instagram saying that I took a few screenshot of the pages, and it really helps me, and thank
Yeah.
you so much for writing that stuff. And I was like, god damn, bro, I had no idea people were going to even read it. I thought maximum 10 people would read it,
Hmm.
or everybody, my friends and family, but it just like went to strangers, and people just
Hmm.
started sharing it around. You made a reel on it, and I was like, damn, okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much. So it just felt really nice for me to realize that even though I wrote that thing for myself, other people vibe with it. They
Hmm.
really bought into it, and they really liked it.
Hmm.
So yeah, whatever you do, I think that will be a market for that. You just have to keep at it.
Tell me about the importance of cross promotion, because I believe you have a website and you have a YouTube
Mhm,
channel, you have a newsletter, and you have your Instagram. You have multiple platforms like this. And I notice
mhm,
how you take your newsletter and promote it on your website. You take your YouTube video and feature it in your newsletter, and you mention your book and your Instagram challenges on your YouTube. It's a lot
mhm,
of cross promotion going on, and being an independent person handling all of this while also doing a full time job, that's going to be hard,
mhm,
right? So what is the importance of cross promotion, and how do you stay
mhm.
organized to do it right?
I'd have to thank a lot of it to my full-time job because the job that I'm working at, like I mentioned, is a startup. And
Mm,
when I came in, it was completely new to me because I came fresh out of college and I was
mm,
just, going to open mics and, just hanging around people, socializing and stuff. And I had no idea about the how work, like actual work goes.
mm,
And when I came in, the person that I started working for, Kesh, he was starting a new studio. So he had things that he needed to organize and arrange and
mm,
manage and take care of. And I was new and I really did not have any idea on how to do those things. But
mm,
as the months and years went along,
mm,
I was able to learn a lot about how marketing works. And
mm,
one thing that I would say for myself and any freelancer who's listening to this is don't treat yourself like a freelancer because
mm,
that's not a good way to go about it. Because for me personally, even if I don't treat myself as a brand or a business,
mm,
I still have a full-time job and I have two things that I can work around with. But if you're doing just freelance, I'd say treat yourself like a brand or a business
mm.
because that's what you are basically. You're
Yeah.
selling your service. What is a business or what is a brand? They sell a product or a service.
Mm,
So what's a freelancer? They sell services. So you're a business as well, technically.
mm,
So treat yourself like a business or a brand and see how brands promote themselves. Because one of the
mm,
things that I learned in my full-time job is to study other people, like other markets, individuals and big corporations and online platforms and stuff, and see how they marketed,
mm,
what words they used, what sentencing they used, what imagery they used,
mm.
and where they promoted and
Right.
why they promoted over there. And because it all comes down to basic human psychology
Mm,
and have a website. Have if you're a freelancer, having a website is the number one thing that you should do
mm.
because you will be able to display all your works, previous works, and the service that you can offer.
Yeah.
And say if you have a newsletter, just
Mm,
start collecting emails because
mm.
I know I'm going on a lot of tangents, but these are like small things that I just
Yeah.
noticed along the years. I'd say start collecting emails of people. Like
Mm,
doesn't matter what doesn't matter if you like the client or not, just start collecting emails like
mm,
because say in the future your skill develops, you improve, you have a new
mm,
interest or you just want to move into something else and you have done projects on that new skill as well and you
mm,
have that on your website, how are people
mm.
going to know about it? You can't like start from scratch, right?
Yeah.
You if you have like an existing list of people that you have done work for and if you can send the new skill or the new service or the new product that you have to them, you already
Mm.
have a pre-existing market
Yeah.
who know who you are and the work that you do. So you just have to keep promoting and keep referencing your work at every step of the way.
Yeah.
Even if the people who already know what you're doing get annoyed, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You just have to keep promoting yourself so that new
Mm,
people can see what you are about. So
mm,
cross promoting, how I do it is since I learned that from my full-time job, I just have say I'm sending a newsletter. I always have
okay.
a link of my YouTube channel at the end of the newsletter.
Mm,
Say on my YouTube, I always have a call to action to the email collection, which is
mm,
basically my
mm,
ebook reminders. So they just have to, they can download it if they want to. I'm not
mm,
pushing it. You see,
mm,
they just come to the page, they'll see what the book is about. They can
mm,
give their email if they want to.
mm,
Have the things set up for at those places
mm,
in so that in case the people who wanna get to know you more have an
mm,
opportunity to see what you're about. So just place your links everywhere. Does
mm.
not matter if the people who know you get annoyed. You just have to put yourself out there. Just
Yeah.
keep promoting.
Mm. 100%. And I agree with the point you said about treating yourself as a brand and maintaining connections with people, getting their email IDs and everything. Because when I
Yeah.
started as a freelancer, I didn't start
Hmm.
from scratch. When I decided to
Uh-huh.
start freelancing from my full time job, I had all these companies I worked as an intern when I was in college. So I worked in about
Hmm.
5 or 6 internships when I was in college, and those were the first
Okay.
clients I reached out to.
Uh-huh.
So initially, when I was in college, I was an unpaid intern. So what these clients
Hmm.
thought was, oh, we didn't pay her at that time, but she still did such a good job. So now she's asking for
Ah.
payment and she's doing this as her full-time job. I already know how good she works. They didn't care about
Ah.
my resume. They didn't ask me for a work
Yes.
sample. I have already worked with them. So I think getting
Yes.
those email IDs, like you said, is so important because you already have a foundation. You can already
Yes.
build on what's already there. So that is amazing.
Hmm. When you're starting out, try to just have a lot of work under your belt before
Hmm.
you ask for like a payment
Yeah.
payment, you know.
Hmm.
So because you put it very nicely actually because the people who you worked for already know what you how you write and how you work and your results. So it's very important for freelancers to have a lot of work under their belt before they ask for payment and stuff because there's a bad rap around working for free, like a free
Yeah.
internship and stuff. But from a business or from a brand or a company point of view,
Hmm.
you don't have a lot of things to offer the company. You're
Hmm.
just over there to learn stuff,
Hmm.
and they are teaching you. So you
Yeah.
kind of have to work for free, I'd say. I mean, this is pretty controversial, I'd say, because a lot of people don't really want to do free internship or
Hmm.
they ask for paid internships, which I kind of agree to because a lot of bad companies just try to exploit the interns and
Hmm.
just throw them around.
Yeah.
But I'd say the interns should also come from a place of point of view where they're over there to learn,
Hmm.
not just to earn money, because
Hmm.
they don't have any experience at all. They don't have any skills,
Hmm.
generally speaking.
Hmm.
So they just have to try to learn and come from a point of learning before they can earn.
100%. And by doing that, you also have the confidence and you won't hesitate before you quote your price. You will just
Yeah,
right
yeah,
royally go there and be like, this is the price tag. This is what I'm going to
yes,
do. And they'll also probably
yeah,
not blink. They'll say, yeah, okay. If they do blink, it's probably for a genuine reason. But it gives you more confidence as well. And
yeah.
with that, thanks so much, Kapil, for spending so much time with us and sharing so many different insights. It's been amazing. I could see your excitement throughout the podcast. Thanks for bringing that in for us. And
Thank you.
we have learned a lot about challenging yourself and setting a challenge for yourself, but still being flexible about it. And hopefully in 2025, I also set a 50-day challenge and do something cool. And with that, thank you to everybody who's been watching so far, and do stay tuned for the next one. I'll be leaving Kapil's links in the description so that you can follow him and check out his work. Thank you for being here, Kapil.
Thank you so much for having me. I'll see you around.
For
Have a good
sure.
day.